He is so great that the men that he makes are fulfillers of what has been prophesied in the scripture. And if you're following a man that's fulfilling the prophets, then as a little believer, we're walking in the footsteps of the prophets. What we're supposed to do as believers, when you start struggling and having problems, you're not supposed to just keep running, trying to get more and more hearings. You should open the books of God and study the prophets. Right. Because you're walking in their shoes. Well, they're talking about me. They talked about the prophets.
That's right. You're doing something.
They're giving me hell. What prophet do you know?
Right.
Didn't catch hell.
That's right.
They're trying to undermine me. No prophet was without an enemy.
Right.
God's anointed today, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, is a fulfillment of that scripture. Touch not mine anointed. Then he says, but neither do my prophets no harm. That means we are protected also that are with him. Okay? You have to be with him. So anyway, they want to confuse us about the time. BC is before Christ. AD is supposed to represent a period after he comes, which is called the acceptable year of the Lord. You cannot have an acceptable year of the Lord unless the Lord is here to accept you.
That's right.
He'd have to be here. And there's no other people that take acceptance.
Come on, brother. Come on.
I mean, think about it, John.
Come on, brother.
So the thing is now, they got to try to confuse him. His time is up. The day for us to be raised, his time ended in 1914. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan told some of us that the number 14 was a code for the Torah. And you know that the number 19 is code for the Quran. The Torah was revealed to Moses. And the lion's share of the revelation of the Holy Quran deals with the prophet Moses.
Right.
They don't deal with the other ones. It talks more about Moses. You have to ask yourself, why would Allah reveal his coming to a servant and his taking down of Pharaoh and Pharaoh's people? Why reveal that to a man that's living in Arabia that ain't gonna never live that out? Prophet Muhammad never had to face a Pharaoh.
Right.
Why would you reveal to Prophet Muhammad the work of resurrection when he never resurrected anybody? He just took some people out of some bad habits. So what was the purpose of Master Farad Muhammad receiving these things? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this book was revealed for him.
That's right.
Fulfillment comes in Jesus, but the law is laid down with Moses. So in 1914, if you look in the Quran, you'll see that the law is laid out, but the fulfillment of law is also laid out in the Quran. 19 is a one representing one God, and 9 is the number of completion. The 19th surah is dealing with Maryam, who gives birth to Jesus, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you look at the code, it's talking about one God completing himself in a man. So that when you look at the man, you're really looking at God. Because Prophet Muhammad was made to say, Allah said, I desire that I should be made known, so I created man. That's why Lazarus, who was a good friend of Jesus, had died. And when Jesus heard that he was sick, he waited deliberately 2 more days, which made 4 days of Lazarus' death.
Yes, sir.
You remember that in the scripture? When he gets there, You know, Martha starts fussing, you know, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. That's to show you I don't care how much good you do for folks. It's all going to be a complaint. Jesus had done great things for that family. But anyway, notwithstanding, just sharing the wisdom of God with them. But anyway, Jesus said, he's not dead, he's asleep. Now look what he says to him. Show me where you laid him. The place that you gave up on him, that's where I need to go. Well, I gave up on him when he couldn't get another job. I gave up on him when he went and got a jerry curl. I gave up on him when he chasing all these strange dreams rather than just getting down to a regular job. Why can't he just work a job like everybody else? See? I gave up on him when he started all that revolutionary talk. Ain't nothing gonna change. You just need to try to make it here. Show me where you laid him. Show me where you decided you couldn't support him no more. I'll get him from that place. See, that's what the Million Man March was about. The death of Lazarus. It became the greatest sign of the Million Man March. And it wasn't about the minister trying to push women back, but women have been taking the front line for so long.
That's right.
And carrying weight for so long. Yes, sir. The minister said, no, it's time now for the men to come out. And notice, everybody wants to have a million-something march. The million dog march. The million mom march or something. But they don't want this man to be able to reach the scope of the globe, so they have to try to do something now. So I'm just going to take a minute and go over this fight that we're in, and we can go home. Now, the first thing we need to understand is where I started. I started talking about building. When you build a framework of a house, by the time you build the staircase, and the walls come up, and the ceiling and everything, you can't see the frame no more. But the frame is already set in the house. It's determining how many rooms going to be in the house. It's determining whether there's going to be an upstairs or downstairs. That means based on the structural design, negotiating in the house has already been set. Now, we live today in America with what are called structural inequities. And Negroes are running around the house thinking we're going to change things. But the structure has already been set up. It's in the American seal. You'll find signs on the American dollar. And you can just look at the hell we catch it.
Right.
That if you like the devil, you like him because he gives you nothing.
Right.
Because the way we're structurally set up, it ain't designed for him to give you anything. And by the time he gives you something, it'll have a rubber band on it. And by the time you get it in your hand, as soon as you open your hand again, it'll pop right back in here.
Right.
Because as soon as you get some money,
Come on.
you're going to Target and Macy's.
Right.
Huh? And some other places. I didn't name them all.
Come on, brother.
So the framework of how this nation is going to work has already been set up.
Yes, sir.
And they don't want to see a change in that. But if you change the religion, you can change that. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the final weapon that Satan will use against Allah and his apostle, it will be religion. Now the Honorable Louis Farrakhan comes out with volume 2 of the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. See? And now they're upset. Mr. Foxman can't even find a defense for it.
Right.
He went and followed the Honorable Louis Farrakhan on the Michael Eric Dyson show. Now, when the minister was on Michael Eric Dyson's show, you'll notice that he brought up to the minister Stanley Crouch's article in the New York Post.
Right.
And the minister said, my students can handle Stanley Crouch. I don't want to deal with him. Send me
Right, right.
the kings and the rulers.
That's what he said.
Because that's what the Jew was trying to do, throw little things out there as a distraction. No, he tagged it.
Right.
And the man is dazed in the ring.
Right.
Any good fighter knows if the man is dazed, I'm not going to let him recover.
Right, right.
So right after Who Are the Real Children of Israel, he came out with the proof.
Right, right.
He came right back up with part 3. We getting ready on the Day of Atonement. Yom Kippur. The most important day to the Jews.
Come on. Come on.
Well, Farrakhan, why would you take a day that belongs to the Jews? Because it ain't belonging to the Jews.
That's right.
It's for the children of Israel. And we are the real children of Israel. Take it a little alone. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said these words. Everywhere in the scripture you see children of Israel, replace it with lost tribe of Shabbat. He said, what our fathers did so that the work that would take place in the last days would be sufficiently hidden. He hid our history in the history of another people.
Man.
Jew is not mentioned until you get to the first book of Kings. So from Genesis all the way to the book of Kings, the Bible don't even talk about Jews.
Right.
Then in the book of Kings, when Jews is brought up, the Jews go to war against Israel. Now people thought, well, I thought they was one and the same. No, the children of Israel are Semitic people. The Jews, Ashkenazi to be exact, formulated in Europe. They are now of Hebrew descent. Are you listening to me? They are Yaqub's children now trying to plant themselves in the Holy Land. And they're using the Bible on an ignorant public as a real estate book in the Middle East.
Right.
And they're moving people out so they can move themselves in to try to save themselves in the last days. But your tricks won't work today. See, this light of truth is a great searchlight of truth. It searches out every lie. It weighs everybody's claim for the truth or the falsehood of it. So they found genetically that when you study the Ashkenazi Jews, let's just take the ones from Poland. They found that the gene pool of the Jews from Poland is more like the other white people, Gentiles from Poland, than the gene pool of those from Poland is like those who are coming from Austria. What am I saying? That a Jew is not an ethnic group of people.
Right, right.
And that's why the minister teaches us right in the study guide, Jew is an orientation of mind and spirit.
Right, right.
That's why you have so many Jews from different countries, and they decided from Russia and Austria and Poland and that to go into the Middle East and populate that so that they could be seen as the children of Israel. And that's why they enjoy billions and billions of dollars coming in. But it won't work today because we got the truth on it.